All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do the daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. We had a few days where not much happened, so I did not do an update, but today was a wild day. So I want to go through the last 24 hours of what Bitcoin did, and I want to talk about the Bitcoin miners because some of them had very strange action today. So I'm going to look at a few of those charts in specific. For those of you new to the channel, we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel, so if that's content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, I would appreciate it. And there's now a new feature. You can join the channel and become a member if you would like, and we do some extra videos for members only. We also have a live stream once a week for members only, and there's some other perks, and just in general, it supports the channel, so I appreciate it if you're able to do that. If not, that's okay too. Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. I want to start on the daily big board today of Bitcoin miners because there were some Bitcoin miners that got beat up today, and I'm just not sure why. Okay, I'm going to start with, you can see this board is mostly red. There is some green. All day, BitDigital was up. So it was up from start to finish today. I have no idea why. It was normal volume. There was no news that I was aware of. So that was up about 6%. So that was really the leader on the day. Stronghold came on and ended up green at plus 4%. And then Hive and Cypher ended up green also just a little bit. Everything else was red. But I want to go through, I think, 4 of these in specific that really took a hit today. You can see Bitfarms finished in the red, but that was down 0. So I don't know if that was a rounding error. So essentially, you had Bitfarms at 0, HUT at -1. But the ones I want to talk about, CleanSpark finished the day down 5.35%, and it was down over 6% for a long time today. So CleanSpark, this is the 3rd or 4th day in a row since they announced their officer compensation. This stock has been absolutely decimated. So I'm going to take a look at that chart later and dig into it a little bit. Core Scientific down 7.78, almost 8% today. So when we get to the Bitcoin chart, you're going to see there was not much movement, although it was all over the place. We ended up pretty much where we started. So I don't know why the big push down in a few of these. So Core Scientific, they're the 3rd biggest by market cap. They were down almost 8%. Arco Blockchain was down over 8%. Mawson was down 14%. Now the last one I'm going to talk about is Iris Energy, stock ticker IREN. They were down 14.4%. However, they jumped about 20% in the last hour of the day on Friday. So really, this did not even give back what they gained in the last 1 hour of the day on Friday. So really, the Bitcoin chart from where we closed on Friday until today, there was very, very little movement. Also, the stock market, the equities were up today. It was green across the board. The Bitcoin mining industry seemed to be one of the most underperforming industries in the whole market today. So obviously this is a super volatile industry, and we have days like this. So I don't know that there's any explaining it, but I'm going to walk through it and show you what happened. All right, this is Bitcoin on the 30-minute time frame. As always, you'll see an orange line where the market closed. That was at Friday at 4 p.m. So that's when the equity markets closed. Bitcoin was trading at $19,613. So you'll see by the end of the day today, in the candle that we're in right now, which is just a few minutes after 4 o'clock, we actually got all the way up and touched this line right basically exactly as the market was closing. So although we took a wild ride all weekend, particularly in the last 24 hours, from the high of the weekend to the low of the weekend, we were down almost 10%. So that was a big swing over the weekend. But again, we closed within 0.5% of where we closed on Friday. So all things considered, with the equity markets all green today, this is a day I would have expected all of the Bitcoin mining stocks to creep up a little bit, but that did not happen. You can see it was mostly red, and several of them got a beating today. So this green candle is where the market opened. So we really kind of took a roller coaster. We went up to here, had a big pullback, and then we ran all the way up basically to exactly where we closed on Friday. So, okay, this is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. This will give us a little bit of a better perspective, zoomed out a little bit, and then we're going to go to the 1-day time frame. So you can see I've put a blue arrow here. We had a nice 1-week rally off of the lows from September 6th. So we had our big rally in late July and August. That ended on August 15th. We had a nice pullback, and then we had a nice 1-week rally that I thought was going to last longer. However, when the CPI data came out, that stopped in its tracks, and we had another big pullback. So from the high to lows, that was a 20% pullback in the course of basically, that is less than 1 week of trading. Then we got some bad numbers from FedEx along with a lot of scary language. So last week was a tough week going into Friday. Sunday, we seemed to be down in a straight line, and we did bottom out. Somewhere overnight on Sunday night or Monday morning, we bottomed out, and we actually did take out the lows from September 6th. On Friday, this is what I was expecting to happen. Now, what I did not expect is that we would have this nice run up all day today. So I'm not sure if that was the bottom. It looked to me like maybe the bottom was going to be on Wednesday when the Fed announced. So I did think there was a chance we would pull back to our lows from June. And the lows in June were basically 2-year lows. If we look at this on the 1-day time frame, so the first thing you'll notice is today's candle is a gigantic candle wick. So that would be evidence that possibly this was a bottom, because our real low was back on June 18th. So Bitcoin bottomed out in the middle of June, and that was at around 17,600. So we did not get all the way back down to there. So I had talked last Thursday and Friday that it seemed like we were having momentum in that direction, and there was a reasonable chance we were going to candle wick down to this point. So although we did take out every other point and we did set a new low, we did not retest this ultimate low from the last 2 years. So the Fed's going to tell us what their rate hike is, and that is really going to be all the difference. I think everybody at this point has priced in a 75 basis point rate hike. That is the expectation. I'm fairly certain that's what we're going to get. However, if there is a surprise to the upside, in other words, if we get a 100 basis point rate hike, I do think that will actually tank the market. I don't think the market, although it's pricing in a little bit of a chance of that happening, I think that would really take the market by surprise. It would take me by surprise. I don't think that would be the right thing to do. And I think in the event of a 100 basis point rate hike, we would actually possibly take out this low from the summer. I've been saying that we bottomed out, and this low here in June was the low, and I still think that's true because I'm just highly doubtful we're going to have a 100 basis point rate hike, but that would be the one thing that could throw a curveball into my scenario and potentially bring us to new lower lows. So again, I'm not anticipating that, and we've got a full day of trading tomorrow, and then, most of the day of trading on Wednesday before we get that announcement. But I am expecting 75 basis points along with a scary speech afterwards in an attempt to scare the market. So we may have a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction to the downside, but I do think that ultimately we'll rally off of that Fed information because I think it's going to match the market's expectations. The other thing I want to point out here is I have this yellow line right here. This is the 200-week moving average. So we dipped below that over 3 months ago. So over the last 3 months, it's almost been split up into 3 groups. We had 1 full month underneath the 200-week moving average. We had 1 full month above the 200-week moving average, and now we have another full month below the 200-week moving average. Only this time, we're at our lows, not our highs. So it looks like this is an extended stay. All of this put together is by far the longest we've ever been under the 200-week moving average. Okay, I just want to take a quick look at a few of these stocks that got absolutely beaten up today. All of the stocks basically bottomed in June. All of them basically hit a local high on about August 15th. And then since then, they've all had a pullback. However, some of them have pulled about half of the way back to the low. Some of them have pulled most of the way back. Some of them are actually testing new lows now. The last few weeks, there's been a big discrepancy in how the Bitcoin miners have reacted. So if we look at Core Scientific, Core was down almost 8% on the day today. If we measure from where Core closed the day until its recent low set back in June, it's only about 13 or 14% off of its lows. So that is very close. To put it in perspective, Marathon is still 50% off of its lows from June. Riot, I think, is about 40% off of its lows from June. So you can see there's this group that's 10 to 15% away, and Core Scientific is one of them. And really, its 2 closest peers, the 3 biggest market caps, are Marathon, Riot, and Core Scientific. And the other 2 have done much, much better over the last month than Core Scientific has. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not recommending you buy this stock. There's big differences between all 3 of those companies, so you guys should do your due diligence and check into that. But I will tell you, Core Scientific has pulled back a lot more than its peers. Okay, this is Cleanspark. So Cleanspark on the 1-day time frame, you're going to see Cleanspark has actually set a new low today. So it hit its low on July 5th. So back somewhere, in the last few weeks of June or the first week of July, that's when all the Bitcoin miners bottomed out. Cleanspark bottomed out at $3.75. That has held ever since until today. Today, it tanked below that, and it's now at $3.54. This stock is down 30% in the last week. So again, that was when this new compensation package was offered to management. So that is the reaction that this has had. To put it in perspective, $60 or $70 million of market cap has disappeared since they announced this officer compensation plan. So I'm just not sure that's proportionate, but again, not financial advice. You guys got to dig into this one. But Cleanspark is one. Not only has it reached its lows from this summer, it's actually set a new low today. Just going to look at one more, Mawson, and this one really is a deep story. So you're going to have to do a lot of due diligence if you want to figure out what's going on here. This company has changed drastically over the last 2 or 3 months. On July 27th, they bottomed out at just about 69 or 70 cents. They bounced off of that line for a long time. And then the last 3 trading days in a row, we've just broken below that in a fairly significant way. So Mawson is now down 22% off of its previous all-time low from just a few months ago. So this stock has been beaten up very badly. The market cap is super low on this one. But again, there's an awful lot going on. So please do your own due diligence. There's a deep story behind this one. So I just wanted to point those out. Those were a few that are near their lows or made new lows in a period where, Bitcoin did not reach its lows for the summer. So to me, these have been underperforming, and there may be an opportunity in there somewhere. I have them on my watch list. I own some of them, so I think they're worth having on your watch list and taking a closer look at. So that's what I got for you today on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video.